Hey, welcome or welcome back. It is as always good to see you today. It is still Wednesday, and we have Amberlynn's video from yesterday. It's kind of a long one, half an hour, and this one is going to be titled "The Truth About My Weight Loss Surgeon and Everything Else I've Been Avoiding." I don't know what the truth would be about her weight loss surgeon. I don't care about anything about the weight loss surgeon. And everything else I've been avoiding. Okay. And so I'm wondering if I'm wondering if this is going to be like a Q&A, because she has been asking for questions on Instagram the past several days. So I'm wondering if this is going to be a Q&A. And I see here on YouTube that this was a premiere. So there is a live chat, but we will not be watching the chat because I have the video downloaded. So, no chat. But, all that being said, this is going to be a long one, so let's get into it. Alrighty, if you are new here, first of all, welcome. Second of all, I do speed Amberlynn up to 1.25 speed because she does speak a little bit too slowly for me. So, all that being said, let's go ahead and get into it.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So today we have a Q&A. So I went on Instagram.
Okay, we do have a Q&A. If there's any questions that just really aren't very interesting, or I don't know, we'll see if I cut anything out.
And had you guys ask me some questions, and I listed off the ones I want to answer on my MacBook. And I had 31 questions in total after going through hundreds, but so many are repeats or things that I've already answered, or things that maybe I just don't want to talk about. So after about like an hour and a half, I had 31 questions, and I was like, that is such a weird number. And I was like, let's do 33. I'm 33 years old, and threes are a special number in my family. So I was like, okay, that works out perfect. I really tried to
So I guess you found two more. All right.
choose questions that people have been asking a lot of, and questions that I haven't really answered before. So let's get into it because we have 33 questions that I need to answer. First question is, would you do an interview done by the H3 podcast? Yeah.
Of course she would. She would be all over that shit.
Yes, I would. I would be extremely nervous though, because I know how Ethan is. He is unbiased, he has no filter, and it's like, what does he think of me and what would he say? But I would totally do it because I love them. Does your mom remember how she found out you were gay, and can she share her version / side of the story? So that's actually something that me and my mom have recently talked about, because we like to reminisce. We talk about the hard stuff, the fun stuff, like just things that we experienced together as
You didn't live with your parents for a lot of your childhood, so doesn't sound like there would be a lot of good before that.
their daughter when we were younger, and that is a topic that has come up. And I actually have asked her, I was like, Mom, do you want to share your side? Because I've actually gotten people asking this before. She said she would, but she doesn't want to like physically be on camera right now. So I think it would just be like her voice or something. But I think that'd be fun to like hear the mother side to a coming out story. I think a lot of people could actually use that. I know there are a lot of people watching me who have not come out to their parents, or just like anyone in their life in general. And I think that like the more exposure you have of coming out stories can actually make it seem less scary. Where did you
It would be interesting to see a mom's point of view from that, I guess.
Have you considered cutting your hair shorter to help it recover? So, yes, but not the way that some of you suggest. Some of you are like, go up to here to your shoulder. Never gonna happen. But as I sit here, you guys don't even know it, but as I sit here, my hair is actually quite shorter than it was literally just 2 hours ago.
Quite shorter. I love the grammar. Yeah, lots of people, I've seen people say, I think she'll look good with a bob, and that would look cute. Well, she's probably just cut off about 5 or 6 inches, though.
I cut my own hair, and it already feels so much better. Not only that, but I haven't used heat on my hair. I also said goodbye Tresemme, and I have moved on to a different shampoo and conditioner, and I notice already how much better my hair looks. So here I am showing you a clip of my hair.
It does look a little shinier, I will say that.
From my last vlog, and then I'm showing you my hair today, where no, it's not perfect, but it just looks and feels,
yeah, looks like she cut off maybe about 6 inches.
So much healthier. I am very glad that I decided to take a pair of kitchen scissors and just chop, 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 chop. How do you manage manage your mental health with all of the hate that you get. So honestly, the best way I can describe this is like, say there is just this invisible layer between me and the hate that I receive. 9 times out of 10, 99% of my life, with all of the hate that I do consume, it doesn't pass that layer. And I think with time, that layer has gotten thicker, it has gotten stronger, because I used to not handle the hate like I handle it now. Sometimes the
Yeah, I think not reading the comments on her videos probably helps her with that. I don't think doing that telling them thing for her was a good thing because there were a lot of nasty comments in there towards her. But she also doesn't read like constructive criticism from people offering, well, constructive criticism. But she does get some nasty comments that are just unwarranted. And I mean, you gotta have a thick skin for that, or just block the people that are the worst of it, just being nasty and hateful, or ignore it.
hate can pass through it, but it's very, very rare. And not only that, I try not to put myself in situations where I see the hate. I purposely don't go into my comment section because that is the brutalest place I can go. There's Reddits about me. Don't go on there. Gosh, there's like other places and other forums you can go to. I don't go to any of those places. That's
Didn't all of the Reddits about her get taken down? I know there was one Amberlynn Reddit thread or channel that got taken down by the Narc Alert. Actually, she had it taken down because somebody, um, people had said something about her that she didn't like in this Amberlynn Reddit, and the Narc Alert had it taken down. She got it taken down, and she was in her Discord kind of bragging about it because people were like, "Oh, people think it was Amberlynn, but it was me."
one of the biggest reasons why I don't even have a Twitter anymore. It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. I'm sure if I consumed hate about myself on a
Twitter's just awful in general anymore, or X as it's called. So I mean, not a bad idea to just not be on Twitter in general.
day-to-day basis, it would reach through those layers that I have in front of me, but I don't consume hate about me. You guys message me in private and you guys are fucking amazing. You guys are honestly so freaking sweet to me and so kind. And it's like, that's the stuff that I'm always thinking about. That's the type of people that I imagine who are watching me. Ever get discouraged from losing weight because of your diagnosis of a lipedema? Since lipedema is not curable and it cannot go away, yes, I do get discouraged because I know that there is a large portion of my body that will not go away with weight loss. And that's hard for me to absorb, hard for me to accept, hard for me to process. I will always have like a disfigured body. I'll never have the body that I want.
Right, but I mean, it's lipedema, I believe, and she hasn't listened to her lipedema specialist in Kentucky about ways to help it not get worse. And you can have, I think it's like liposuction to remove some of these fatty deposits. And then if you maintain the diet to help it not get worse, it shouldn't be as bad as it could be. I think there's also like massages that you can do to help as well.
But I'm also so far past that like vain, oh, I just want to look better. It's all about health. It's all about the fact that I do not want to die. So yeah, having that fear and feeling those discouragement feelings, all of that is no more stronger than like the fact that I want to live. That feeling is so much stronger than all the other stuff. But I'm
Good. um, if that's your motivating factor to get healthier, then take it and run with it.
human. So of course I feel discouraged by this diagnosis. So the next question kind of goes into like what I was talking about. What is currently motivating you to lose weight? And it's pretty simple. It's like, I don't want any more health complications due to my weight. And I do not want to die anytime soon. Like, I want to live for at least another 40 years. And I know that sounds crazy because people my size, we don't live that long. What is your next goal weight since you have reached your recent goal of 499 pounds? I think my next one is 469 because from my remembrance, that is the lowest I remember weighing in a very long time.
I think that's what she got down to with wifey. like a year and a half ago, and I believe so. It may have been 462, but yeah, it was in the 460s.
Years, probably like 7 years, maybe more. When I get there, that'll be really exciting for me. Do you still enjoy doing YouTube? Yes, I love everything about my side of YouTube when it comes to filming,
Hmm.
editing, uploading. I enjoy the whole process. I think it's really fun. I've always loved it. I love how I was able to turn a hobby into a job, into something that makes it to where I have a roof over my head every single day. And every single day, I am thankful for you guys. So thank you so much for that and for letting me do something that I thoroughly love doing. And I will.
Good. I'm glad that she's not getting burnt out, that she's still continuing to enjoy it, and she's happy, I guess. But I think she does take it for granted sometimes.
Forever love it. I really truly believe that. I understand why a lot of people might think I don't enjoy it anymore because I don't upload as much as I used to. The reason for that has nothing to do with like enjoyment or if I actually like YouTube still. So no worries, I still love it and I am here to stay. What's your relationship with your dad like? Actively do not have a relationship with him and I
Mm.
haven't had one in a very, very long time. I think out of the 33 years that I have been alive, I think I have only had a true relationship with him for maybe a year of my life. And that was when I was around like 11. I was living in an all girls group home. And I think at the time, my dad was doing really well in his sobriety and he would come visit me. And I lived actually in Upper Lake, California at the time. So my dad, he would rent out boats and we would go on the boat and we would go fishing. And those are the memories. Sorry. Whoa. Okay. Those are the memories that I like to remember. I'll probably never have a relationship with him again. And that's due to my choice, but it's also due to the fact that he just doesn't even try. He is still in his addiction and it's bad and he has a lot of health problems and he's going through a lot. And I love my dad very much. I love him unconditionally. I love him with all of me, but I just know that me having a relationship with him would do more harm than good. And that's just reality. Would you
So she has mentioned before, I think a few years ago, that he was in the hospital or something, and I think she was getting that information from her brother. Um, so I mean, if I think that's a good thing that Amberlynn has recognized a boundary that she cannot have a relationship with her father because it wouldn't be healthy for her. So if that's something that she's recognized, good for her for recognizing that.
recommend Ozempic? So I think that if you have a large amount of weight to lose and you're obviously under doctor's supervision and they think it's the right thing for you to do, and now you're just sitting there like, should I do this? I would say yes, give it a try, see how your body reacts. I know for me, I had some unpleasant symptoms, but ultimately in the end, I'm willing to even try it again. So if you're debating, I'd say try it. Ozempic has saved a lot of people's lives and it has made a lot of people lose weight. And I feel like that's really important for health reasons. So yeah. So this
So, but with Amberlynn, with her gallbladder issues, she couldn't take it anymore, right? So why would she try it again? Um, so a lot of people apparently, I've seen articles and things, people that have taken Ozempic that have quit taking it started to gain the weight back. So it almost seems like that if you're taking it for weight loss, you have to take it for like forever, or at least get to a point where you can maybe manage your weight on your own and then stop taking it. But it seems like a lot of people have gained weight back after quitting it.
kind of goes into the last question. Why are you open to Ozempic again, even if it can mess with your gallbladder? Because rapid weight loss, yo-yo dieting, losing a large amount of weight, all of that messes with your gallbladder regardless. I'm the queen of yo-yo dieting. You guys know that. I want to lose a large chunk of weight. So it's like my gallbladder has had issues in the past already due to the yo-yo dieting and to the weight loss. So it's like, what's another thing? If I'm being supervised by
Well, another thing would possibly mean getting a blockage and having to have your gallbladder removed and having to have surgery. And an Amberlin size, that kind of a surgery could be riskier. Um, so I think, what's another? Yeah, it's not a good thing. To to want to throw in another possible factor that could cause gallbladder issues.
a doctor and they're like, you know what, it's fine. I think your gallbladder will be fine. Then I'm going to do it. I'm not going to not lose weight just because of my gallbladder. Do you think living in Oklahoma will allow you to grow or no? Oh, absolutely. Because it has already allowed me to grow. This is the most independent I have ever been in my whole entire life. I feel my mental health improving. I feel my emotional health improving. I feel my physical health. I am losing weight. I am independent. Yes, I don't drive. A lot of people don't, though. You can be an independent person and still not drive. So, yes, I am already growing and improving as a
Twinkie back there.
person, like living on my own. Question for me is, will I continue to grow as a person here? Or am I eventually going to want to move on and go somewhere else? I don't know. What's
I think being by herself is a good thing. I don't know. I mean, I won't say she's single because of this possible new little Valentine she has, but I think living on her own is a good thing for her. Hopefully, she's learning more about who she is and herself and coming more into her own. And hopefully, she will start to grow as a person and be better.
one thing people rag you about online that you feel bad about? So by rag me, I'm assuming the person meant like something that people like constantly bring up. And the first thing I think of is just like my ignorance with like certain words that I've used years and years ago. Like I'm talking over 7 years ago. Since then, I have apologized and learned, owned up for my mistakes. And I think that's literally the only thing you can do when you're ignorant towards something is own up to your mistakes, apologize, learn, and grow from that. Do you think the therapy you did for weight loss surgery helped you? Because as a viewer of 8 years, I have noticed a huge positive change in you. Well, thank you for
Have you?
saying that. That actually means a lot to me. I also noticed it as well. But I think that the therapy definitely helped. It helped a lot because I think that might be the first time in my whole life, and I've done a lot of therapy in my life, but that is the first time in my whole life that I have ever seen one psychologist for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks on.
Because your previous therapist I mean, this is all just my speculation, probably wanted you to actually look at yourself and they didn't kiss your ass and be like, oh yeah, nothing's your fault, Amberlynn. It's all external.
And it's almost as if like my whole weight loss surgery journey was just like meant to happen for that very reason, because it's like I've learned so much about myself, and there were so many like situations from my past, especially like in my childhood, where it's like if I would even think about it, like instantly tears. And now it's like I can talk maturely and clearly about those situations where it's like I'm okay and I'm here and I'm well. I feel myself healing from things that I never ever thought that I would. And getting diagnosed with PTSD and also BPD, it opened my eyes tremendously. It's like things that I used to not be aware of, I'm now aware of. And
So yeah, you've been diagnosed with those, but you haven't found a new therapist to help you with those, with the borderline personality disorder or the PTSD. So, yeah, you have the diagnosis, but are you really working on anything?
I'm able to like rationally be like, okay, so this is the reason you're this way. Now it's your choice to like find that rational side of you, take a deep breath, calm down, and do the right thing. So this kind of goes with the last question, but it's because of the answer that I am going to give. The question is, what is the worst habit that you do when you're in love with someone? So not only do I have BPD, but I have massive, massive anxious attachment issues. Like it is so freaking bad. But when I'm in
That's probably from her childhood, from, she probably has abandonment issues since she was taken away from her parents and put into foster care and bouncing back and forth between homes and stuff that can cause abandonment issues.
with someone, they become my everything. And I know it's because of the BPD. I know it's because of the anxious attachment. So it gets so bad, it's to the point where it's like my emotions, my feelings, my thoughts, the way my day goes, etc., is all based on the way that they are treating me. One small change or tweak in tone or words can literally feel like the end of the world to me. I never understood why. I always thought I was just dramatic. That's what I was called, my whole life in relationships. It's just like, you're dramatic. Why are you so irrational? Why do you act this way? Like you're just being crazy. Like hearing those things constantly, it's just like, yeah, that's how I felt. Like I'm just being dramatic. I'm just drama queen. And it's just like, no, like now that I know the reason, it's like, wow, I have BPD. That's why I'm doing this. Like I know this isn't normal. I know this isn't rational. Having that answer has helped me so much. Like, you guys have no idea how empowering it is to have an answer. I might actually give an example. So, say someone I'm in a relationship with usually messages me every morning at 9 a.m. and says good morning to me. That's something I'm used to. That's something that I expect. So, if it comes 9:30, I start to think they hate me. They want nothing to do with me. They're cheating on me. That's where my brain goes automatically. I'm not gonna lie, it would probably start happening around 9:03 a.m. So then what that would cause me to do is text them. Why haven't you talked to me? Is everything okay? Like multiple texts. Because not only is that my BPD being like triggered, but it's also my anxious attachment being triggered. But now that I have the answers, where in the past, if I did that, that would just be me being dramatic. I'm a crazy girlfriend. Like, what the heck are you doing? Now it's like, if that was to happen, I would send one text. You okay, babe? You know, a simple you okay? Yes, I'd still be like on the inside having a little bit of anxiety. Like,
That's still, I mean, like at 9:03 being like, "Hey, are you okay?" Maybe they're taking a shower, maybe they overslept. Um, yeah, I've said this before when it comes to Amberlynn, having diagnoses or knowing the reason why you're doing something, it doesn't make it an excuse for behavior. It doesn't excuse the behavior, but it may explain it. So now it's on Amberlynn, as she's saying, to recognize when she's doing something and be like, "Oh, wait, hold on. Let me correct this." So I would say that if she is able to do that, that's a good thing, and that would be growth on her part. But I still think she needs to find a therapist that specializes in BPD to help work on these things.
oh my God, what's happening? Because I can't change those things about myself right now. That's going to come with time. That's going to come with therapy. That's going to come with help. But the fact that I'm able
Therapy that you aren't doing that we know of.
to stare the same situation in the face, whereas it happening 3 years ago and I freaked the F out, or it happening now and I'm like, it's gonna be okay, Amberlynn. I thoroughly feel like my psychologist from Kentucky changed my life. Like, because I'm able to see things so different than I was prior to the diagnosis. Trust me, I know it can be exhausting for someone to be with someone like that. 100% agree. But it's also
Sure.
exhausting for me. It's very exhausting. But I try my very hardest to be upfront with the person that I'm interested in. Like, these are my issues. This is sometimes how I react to certain situations. I just feel like it's very important to have open communication around anything in a relationship, but especially mental health and the way that you react as a person. How many times have you ordered takeout in March, and what was it? So today is actually March 12th. And I've only ordered takeout 3 times. So I'm actually very proud of that. Like, round of applause. I mean, this is coming
I mean, for Amber, 3 times in 12 days isn't that bad. But that's ordered takeout. She's not counting when she's gone out to eat out somewhere with her mom.
from a girly pop who would order takeout a couple times a day. So I would say I'm very, very proud of that. What show did you audition for last year? So I am friends with someone from 1,000 Pound Best Friends, and we thought it would be a good idea for me to be on that show. So she talked to the producers, and they're like, you know what? Let's give her an interview. So I had an interview. Feline was my girlfriend at the time, and she was 100% supportive. We knew that we were going to have to actually move to a different state to be a part of that show. And we were both willing to do it. We were willing and ready. I did the interview. It actually went amazing, but I never heard back from them. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this happens a lot. I have been interviewed for a few weight loss shows, and it always goes really good. They like hype me up and they make me feel really good, but they never call me back. They never even tell me, sorry, we didn't choose you. It's just like there's nothing. So
I just wonder which of the 4 girls or women on 1,000 Pound Best Friends she's friends with. Um, I don't know. Because they were in Kentucky too, I thought. But maybe not. But I thought they were in Kentucky as well.
it would have been an amazing experience. I would have absolutely loved it. Because the girl I'm friends with from that show, I don't want to like say her name because I don't know how she would feel about that. I'm sure she wouldn't care, but like, y'all, you know me, I'm afraid. Like, the doxing, I'm
People will harass her, of course. Why are you friends with Amberlynn? Blah, blah, blah.
say the wrong thing. Like, I have become more private on my channel. I do want to get better with that and start sharing more, but it's hard to balance like, what am I allowed to say versus what am I not allowed to say? I don't want
Well, I'll say that even with like her friend she brought up a couple videos ago, her new Valentine, what was her name? Um Alexis. People found this person, and Amberlynn never mentioned her name. I'm assuming that they might have seen comments or things or whatever on Instagram, possibly, and people found this person. So people will start looking for people that Amberlynn is publicly talking to or publicly friends with.
Anyone mad at me. So, but yeah, it was 1,000-pound best friends. And I don't know, it would have been great. Like I really do feel that. Do you have a current love
All right.
life? So I actually do have a current love life, and it is with my Valentine. There was a
So, Alexis, so is this confirmation that you are dating this Alexis person? Is that what this is? Um, are you no longer single? Have you jumped into another relationship quickly?
phase where I was talking to multiple people at once, and my feelings grew here and there and this and that. And I just realized that like talking to multiple people at once is not me. It never has been. I never
It takes so much energy.
did anything like that before. But it's like people were like, you know, you're single, try it out, talk to different people. And I did. I experienced it. Great. It's just not for me. So my Valentine is the only person that I'm interested in, and the only person that I want to be interested in, and that I will be interested in. So yeah, I do have a love life. What
Hmm.
5 things would you want your partner to be like? I'll name some things, like obviously like trustworthy,
Are these all going to be qualities that this new Alexis person already has?
loyal. I want someone who's loving and affectionate, like with their words and physical touch. I want someone who's obsessed with me. Like mutual obsession is definitely green flag
I don't know about that.
coded for sure. And I want someone who's like weird and funny and quirky and silly, because that is very much me. And I want to laugh with you and be weird with you. And I just love that. Like someone with a good sense of humor. Who is your favorite ex? I'm gonna say Feline. Is wifey number 1 the same as wifey number 2? Wifey number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are all the same person. Has Nikocado
Of course she is. This isn't some new revelation. We all already knew that it was the same person. We all knew that wifey never left, that you never broke up with her, that there wasn't any we already all knew this. I'm just surprised that Amberlynn actually answered this.
Avocado apologized yet for implying you lied about having cancer? No, he hasn't. And I think that's just very
He's not going to. I think it was very gross of him to do that though.
low of him, especially because he still says quotes and does things that I do in my videos and his videos. It's just like, do you have a heart? Like at all? It'd be different like if he was just like another YouTuber who just wanted to talk shit. But I did consider him my friend, and I did talk to him about my cancer privately in text messages. So it's just like, for him to do something like that is just really, really wrong. Would I like an apology? Sure. Like, be a good, decent human being. Who is your favorite reactor in Girl World? Definitely
Probably Alex is shook. I mean, we all know she watches Alex is shook, and I think that's the only one she watches, at least that we know of. She used to watch Your Hippie Grandma, but Casey's only recently started uploading again.
Yo Mama, hands down. I feel like
Wait, is Yo Mama a reactor in Girl World?
we don't really have anyone like that in the community. Someone who's willing to stand up towards bullies and YouTubers who think that they're doing something good when they're really not. They're just like attacking 2 individuals. I noticed that a lot of the reaction channels, they don't like to talk about the other reaction channels. And if they do, it's always like good things. But it's like, y'all, these reaction channels, they're not perfect. They do
I think a lot of reaction channels don't watch other reaction channels.
and say wrong things as well, because we are humans. That is just how we're programmed, to make mistakes and to do things that we shouldn't. But I think the difference is that Yo Mama's not afraid to say something, while all the other reaction channels are very much scaredy cats, for the lack of
Scared of what?
a better term. Minus all that, I genuinely just think that Yo Mama is highly entertaining. I love his live streams and I watch every single one of them. Who is the last person that texted you? So the last person
Either her mom or her new Valentine.
That texted me was my Valentine. What is the last thing you journaled about? So I journaled about a conversation that I will be having this Friday. It's actually a serious conversation that I'm having with someone. So I journaled a little bit about that and like just how I feel about it and maybe some like talking points that I would like to bring up. Will you show your partner in videos in the future? So this goes for anyone, whether it's a family member, whether it's a partner, whether it's a friend. I will show you. You can be in my videos. You can be in all my videos. You can do whatever you want. Well, not whatever you want, but you guys know what I mean. Be all up in my videos. Like, I don't care, but it's only if you want to. I will never ever put someone in my videos that does not want to be in my video. I would love it if my partner wanted to be part of my YouTube channel, but I understand if they wouldn't. People are brutal. And there's a difference between, oh, I'm going to make fun of this. I might make fun of your hair versus like, I'm going to dox you and your family and your dog and your dog's kibbles. Like, it's just like,
Your dog's kibbles. I will say doxing is a problem in girl world, um, especially people involved with Amberlynn. So, I mean, I would not blame people if they do not want to be shown on camera because they don't want to be doxed. I completely understand that.
people be doxing like what doctors I have. That actually goes into the next question. Perfect segue, Amberlynn. What really happened during the weight loss surgery era? Okay, I specifically said repeatedly during that whole era. I will explain later. You guys will see why I'm upset later. I can't tell you now.
I don't recall her saying she was upset. Now, granted, this has been about a year ago now, at this point, almost a year. I thought it was she didn't want to get weight loss surgery because she was afraid and she didn't want to go through with it anymore. I don't remember her saying, I'll tell you about it later because I'm upset. I may just be not remembering correctly because there's been so many videos.
But I'll tell you later. Later is here, and I'm just going to do it short and quick and to the point. I could easily do a whole story time, but I'm just not going to even do that because I'm not going to put my energy into this that hardcore because I just don't want to. I did back then. My energy was very much into this back then. I was very upset. So let's get into it. So if you guys remember, I came on my YouTube and I said, oh, I can't get weight loss surgery until I don't binge for a whole year.
Yes, you said that.
It came out of nowhere. It was confusing. It was weird. It made no sense. But I held on to that and I said, okay, let's do it. Then I had an appointment with my dietitian and she said, you're going to come meet the surgeon because we need to talk to you about something. And this was before I was even supposed to meet the surgeon. Sorry, I itched right here, so that's why I'm super red and I just now noticed. My skin be sensitive. So anyways, I was gonna meet the surgeon even before I was supposed to. So long story short, hundreds and hundreds of people were emailing my surgeon, finding his Instagram and messaging him. They were contacting my surgeon's office through the phone, through messages, any way that people could contact my surgeon. They were finding it and they were doing it. So how did people find out who my surgeon was?
Yeah, I never heard who her surgeon was. I've never heard who it was, and I really don't care. I know there was speculation that it was the same bariatric surgeon that the Slaytons were using. What, Dr. Proctor, is that his name? Because there's been two different ones, I think, for the Slaytons. Because she did say that she was working with a very famous, very well-known bariatric surgeon. So I know there was speculation that it was that surgeon, or one of the bariatric surgeons from the Slayton sisters, from 1,000 Pound Sisters. I don't recall ever actually hearing who her surgeon was, but people will find that shit out, and I don't think it's not cool to be contacting her surgeon. I mean, it's just don't do that, and don't dox people.
A reaction channel. How did that reaction?
A reaction channel. I don't know what reaction channel would have done that. I don't know who would have done that. I mean, I'm trying to think of the bigger names. I mean, I don't believe Zachary Michael would have done it. I don't think Alex's Shook would have cared enough. Um, I don't think like the Narc Alert or I don't know, was Charlie Gold reacting to Amberlynn a year ago? Um, there's Oh Lordy, It's Jordy. Would he have been able to find? I just don't know what reaction channel. I mean, maybe she'll tell us.
Channel find out who my surgeon was because I read maybe 2 sentences of an email that was sent to me by my surgeon's office. This reactor wanted to know so badly who my surgeon was that they faked wanting to get weight loss surgery just so they could get that email back to them to confirm who my weight loss surgeon was. And once they confirmed who my weight loss surgeon was, what did they do? They doxed him. They said, this is Amberlynn's surgeon. This is who he is. Blah, 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 blah. Well,
that's not cool. Whoever did that, shame on you. But I don't recall hearing about this. I mean, I'm not immersed in girl world or the Amberverse 24/7, but I don't remember hearing about this, and I'm not sure why she isn't calling this person out by name.
My surgeon was Dr. Smith, the same surgeon who did Tammy Slayton's surgery.
Smith, that was his name. The other one.
I have met him. He is wonderful. He was understanding. So when I met him and we had that meeting, I explained to him everything. He explained to me the type of messages and things that he was receiving. It was people saying how I've binged and I lie. So not only was I fighting for myself to get weight loss surgery, but I was fighting against hundreds of people because of a careless reaction channel. I was pissed. I was hurt because it's like, react to me all day. Go for it. I really don't care at this point, but stop getting in the fucking way of my life. Like, you got in the way of my life.
I will say, going real world with these sorts of things, not cool. I mean, if Amberlynn were doing something illegal, yeah, sure, contact the police and be like, hey, Amberlynn is doing XYZ and it's illegal, whatever. But don't be contacting somebody's doctor yeah, that's not cool. They knew she was a YouTuber, they knew she had a channel. They can look it up themselves and see what she's saying and doing. And if Amberlynn lies to them about what she's doing, then it's on her, and it's going to be her consequences. Um, I don't know how honest she was with the doctors during these meetings and getting everything set up and all that stuff, but yeah, not cool. Don't do that.
So once the surgeon heard about all this and heard my side of the story, that is when things were changed. And he was like, you know what? A year is way too long. He explained to me that they've never been in this type of situation where like someone who was well known gets doxxed and now he's receiving all of these messages and calls and stuff. Like, not only like was that not fair to me, but it wasn't fair to them as professionals. Like, they had to deal.
Yeah, that's not cool. I mean, having people harass this doctor's office, they don't need to be dealing with that shit. That's not okay to do.
With all of these messages, that's not fair to them. As I speak on this, I also want to thank Zachary Michael because he knew about all of this. I actually told him in private. I didn't give him like the rundown. I didn't give him every tiny detail, but he knew who my surgeon was. I went back to try to find the DMs, but I don't know. A lot of DMs were deleted. I don't know if it was because of him or because I had him blocked at one point. It's a mess. I do be blocking, I'm not gonna lie. But just out of respect, I'm not gonna share our DMs because I feel like that's a low life. I know reaction channels love.
That's a low life? You mean a low blow? Interesting that she shared this information with Zachary Michael. That is really interesting. Because she doesn't really say anything good about Zachary.
To share DMs, it's like their go-to. It's like, oh, Amberlynn messaged
I don't know why she would have talked to Zachary about this, though.
me, let me show you. It's like, for real now, come on. But yeah, Zachary Michael knew and he didn't say a word. And in his reactions, he acted like he had no idea. And I feel like a lot of people might ask this. No, that's not the reason why I didn't end up getting weight loss surgery, because I was still going through with it. Like, Dr. Smith is so freaking amazing. Like, he was so sweet, such a gentleman. He was rooting for me through and through. Like, I wish more than anything, if I ever want weight loss surgery again, that he will be the surgeon, because it's just like, he is incredible. I ultimately did not get weight loss surgery because I didn't feel ready. I didn't. I genuinely didn't. I didn't feel like.
I don't think you were ready for it either. I honestly don't. I don't think she was in the right headspace mentally. I don't think it would have been good for her body physically. She was not ready for it. Could she have continued down that path and gotten ready for it? Absolutely. But I agree. I don't think she was ready for it. And
I had the support that I needed because me and my ex, my now ex, we were just going through a lot at the time, and it was super expensive, like $35,000. Like it was just like a lot of different things that were causing me to be like, this is not the right choice right now.
so since this was a premiere, there was a live chat. And Amberlynn posted this in the live chat and said Narc Alert is the reaction channel. I don't believe the Narc Alert doxed the doctor and gave out the email address. I don't even think you'd be able to tell who sent the email address or sent the email from the address because I don't think Amberlynn showed that. However, I will say there was a member of the Narc Alerts community, I've seen this with my own eyes, that was at the same seminar that Amber went to, I guess, get the initial information and consultation for the weight loss surgery. And they posted in Discord that Amberlynn was at this seminar. And the doctor was Dr. Smith. So there was confirmation very, very early on that the doctor was Dr. Smith, and that was who Amberlynn was seeing. So anybody in the Narc Alerts Discord would now have access to this information. Are there possibly some bad actors in the Discord that decided to contact Dr. Smith? That's completely possible. But I do not believe the Narc Alert herself sicked people on the doctor and contacted him pretending to want weight loss surgery. But again, we haven't seen any of the emails, but I do not believe the Narc Alert herself contacted the surgeon or spread the information. But the information was confirmed very early on in her community that Dr. Smith was Amberlynn's doctor.
So the next question.
Wait, did she just say also going through things with wifey? In my opinion, not getting the surgery was one of the issues that wifey had. I don't know. Amberlynn not doing better for herself and trying to better herself. And part of that could have been not being ready for weight loss surgery. But I agree that regardless of whatever the reason, I don't think she was ready for it.
Kind of goes into what we were just talking about. Is weight loss surgery something you will try again? So right now the answer is no, but will it always be no? I really don't know, but right now that's not like in the cards for me, honestly.
Alrighty, well that was Amberlynn's Q&A. I probably removed several questions. Any of her sex questions I probably just removed because I don't care. But yeah, interesting on the weight loss surgeon. I am now very curious as to who would do that, who would dox the doctor and provide their contact info, because that is not cool. But yeah, I think I said what I needed to say during the video. I hope you all have an amazing week. Hey, why don't you like and subscribe? I would love that. I would love to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year. That's my goal for this year. So I hope you all have an amazing rest of the week. And until next time, be safe and take care.